Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and one of the possibilities of reality that happens if Vivek Ramaswamy is elected, which I am processing my opinion on. And that's unusual. Usually, Scott Garibay, I deal with patterns, right? I'm like, here's this pattern, this is the answer, logic, done, right? And, but this one I need to think on. I'm going to give you my opinion on it, and I'm going to ask your opinion. So if Vivek Ramaswamy becomes president, there is a distinct possibility the United States of America will go to actual, real assault rifles, RPGs, tanks, Goose and Maverick up in, F-35s, go to full-on, for realsies, boots-on-the-ground war with the Mexican and or Colombian cartels. What? Or let's say it this way: the cartels in Mexico or the cartels in Colombia, right? What did you say? Like that is a little scary, right? Which is interesting. You know what? I wouldn't say it's scary. It's interesting, right? Whoa, let's talk about that. And for one, okay. All right, so I'm an engaged voter. I'm an engaged American voter, right? And guess what? We're rare. We're incredibly rare, right? The majority of Americans don't vote, and they certainly don't do informed, engaged voting, right? So you and me are special. If you're listening to this channel, you special, right? You are not an average person. You are a thinking free agent of American liberty and freedom, right? Welcome. So that's unusual, right? But Vivek said flat out that he would be more than willing to do U.S. military action or for realsies war against cartels in Mexico and or cartels in Colombia, right? That is astounding. That's pretty incredible, right? Because that means, okay, get this. Never, there have never been active tanks on American soil. Ever. Not once, right? This would be us rolling up, Bradleys, right? M1 Bradleys against cartel technicals on, like a pickup truck and an M50, right? And the cartels would be very dangerous. They're good with drones. They got fast ships. They got fast boats. They ain't got ships, right? And I don't think they really have attack helicopters. We will handle the cartels, right? We will straight up handle them. But trust and believe, some red, white, and blue American bald eagle blood is going to get spilled, right? And not just the people in the armed forces. I think if we go to war with the cartels, there is a good chance regular civilian Americans die. That's pretty incredible, right? So and honestly, this is different. We have never, ever had politicians being oh yeah, I'm gonna bring literal tanks shooting at at Ford F-150s with an M50 in the back on American soil. We going to legitsies war on American soil, right? That is new. That is fresh, right? Is it a good idea? I don't know. Here's the pro and the con list for me. Pro, I'm super pro war. We got a super dope, super shiny military, and frankly, I don't think they get to flex it as much as they should, right? And here's the thing: if you're going to keep something useful, you got to use it, right? Now, I don't want to use our military against a non-target. But there are plenty of villains in the world, man. There ain't no shortage of people who can catch it from the U.S. government and the U.S. military, right? And the cartels are heck yes on that list. Heck to the yes on that list. They can catch a couple shells from a Bradley, right? Yeah, they deserve that, right? Yeah. So that would be a good target and would give our brand new, shiny, very effective military a chance to actually do what it does rather than, not do what it does, which is what it's been doing under Biden, right? We should be, and honestly, I'll tell you right now, we should be boots on the ground in Russia right now, right? Take all of Russia and hand it to Ukraine, and Ukraine can give us half back, right? That's my take on that, right? Whew. Yeah. So, but then the other thing is, like, we've had this great thing where there hasn't been any real war on American soil ever, right? We do this, the cartel's gonna bring it. Like, you're gonna have cartel soldiers up on actual American soil. They're gonna bring it, right? Like, and they got the money and they got the hardware and they got the two down there. Like, they got everything to do a little bit of war, a little bit. We will handle them. It will be over in 2 weeks, right? But it's gonna get messy. There's gonna be some red, white, and blue bald eagle blood on the ground. That's for realsies. No two ways about it, right? And I don't like that. I don't like that idea, right? Like, I wish there was a more diplomatic solution, but frankly, the cartel ain't listening to anything else. Like, we've said a lot of stuff and they ain't listening to nothing, right? They still an absolute constant flow of their destructive substances coming up here, right? And that needs to stop. Plus, I saw Sound of Freedom, and they was like, the cartels, their crime ain't sending stuff up here, is something different, and you can definitely catch some Bradley action for that, you know. So it's rough. I'm still deciding on this. Where are you at? What is your thought? If Vivek Ramaswamy becomes president, we catch war day one with the cartels, right? Like, we taking it to them, and they're going to bring it back, right? I think that's worth it. I think them, killing our citizens with these substances that they're sending up here, and the Sound of Freedom thing that they're responsible for, yeah, like, you catch some Bradley action. Let's do it. Like, it's on. I think, right? I don't know. But I don't know. I'd love to hear you. That every single word that you just heard is my humble opinion. What do you think? Are you excited about going to war with the cartels? I'm excited about them catching some action, right? Like, they deserve it, right? There are a lot of good Americans who died because of what they sent up here, right? And I think that Sound of Freedom was right. They're responsible for another massive problem, right? So I'd love to hear and I think that's more than enough for us to take it to them. So actually, you know what? I figured, like, I caught it all the way through. I'm for it. Are you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.